Good morning. This is our SAPNE's 58th. Everything we said before is not correct. 58th SAPNE session. SAPNE started in 2008 August. So last May, we finished 14 years. So plus 2. Every quarter we have met. And before that, from 1997, we had operated annually called India Poetry. While you are all here, I have something to announce that I think would be, I need your help. See, we are the SAPNE, South Asian Poets of New England, is a part of something called India Discovery Center, which we have been operating for some years. It has a long story, but we have come to a point. The mission of India Discovery Center is that how do we people who are abroad see India? India has been written by people who visited India from other countries: Chinese, Arabic, British, Russian, French. It's the first opportunity for us as Indians living abroad, looking at India, which has a story because it is different than what you will live in India. And that gives an identity of India abroad to us. So by simply stating that India has an ancient history, India has a magnificent culture, or India is a knowledge-based nation is not enough, because the outside world has its own culture and you have to compete with it. You have to be authentic. So with all that in mind, India Discovery Center, for years, we have tried to see whether we can create a viewpoint, an immigrant viewpoint on India. So we are just completing we divide into 7 periods. We're completing the last period, which is British period. And then in each period, we have 6 tracks where we try to understand how India has formed. The pleasure is no other country in the world has a continuous history as India has, a continuous evolution of culture as India has. But we have to understand how that culture is, how that culture has evolved over time. So the reason I'm bringing it up here, that we have, through help of scores of people, very different people, different times, lots of effort, lots of industry, lots of time, high amount of scholarship, we have created essays. So there are essays, 7 essays in each period, and the 7 periods. What I'm looking for, if you can, some people who are diligent, who really understand their language well, which I think the SAPNE group is, then volunteer some time to translate this English material to the Indian languages. And eventually, I will recruit also people to translate into international languages. So if you can, I think what I was estimating, each essay may take about 2 to 3 hours of time to do right. And it would be a good educational experience if somebody wants to know many of the things we who are of Indian descent, we just don't know. So If you have the diligence, industry, scholarship, and language ability, then I would request to join us in this massive expedition of translating Hindi, Gujarati, Punjabi, Marathi, Telugu, Tamil, Malayali, Bengali, India, Hindi. Hindi, Dr. Our Bashant Machwe. But then again, we can take more people in the sense you review it, understand it. So more the better. So if you are interested, please let me know. It will be a SAPNE contribution to this expedition of discovering India, which is supposed to, for our children, for local public, for your own street, wherever you live, your office, tell people that this is what we are. With that, we begin today's program, and we are talking about human rights today. Human rights, and all you people have written. Um, I hope it will be uh, connecting. Human rights are broad, long. I did my human rights between a competition between fire and wind yesterday. So let us begin. So as we do before, we have the first two. First would be a music, and next would be a Sanskrit hymn, not hymn, a composition by Dr. Vijay Kumar, and then we will follow up. Whoever follows up, listen carefully, and then if you think you fit in, your material fits in, then raise your hand either to Chandu or to Prem, and then they will if let you join. Mute your microphones, and then once you are on, turn it on so that we have a decent recording. And each may take 5 to 6 minutes of time, and then we'll continue. And you, as your turn comes, you introduce yourself, who you are, what your poem is all about, read your poem. If it is not in English, then give a translation in English and continue. But don't really listen carefully to the other person. Try to see that we are having a global community not we, but as a group. We're operating, we're listening to each other, we're trying to understand each other, and we're trying to find the sense of each other's mind, motive, or purpose, and the contents. With that, so let us continue with Dr. Atindra Sharvadikar from Bombay IIT. He has been here before, so he will sing a small composition that he teaches music and he's in the faculty of Bombay IIT. So let him start up.
Namaskar to all of the scholars over here. I just want to make small corrections. I am associate with the University of Mumbai and not IIT.
Right.
I am faculty at University of Mumbai for music. So today the composition which I am going to present is based on Rag Puri Adhanashri, and I have written it and which suggests the human right for acquiring knowledge or getting knowledge. So the words are as follows. Daridra dukha bhanjana jnanan. Daridra dukha bhanjana jnanan. Karat kaj harat taap. Hot sukha kar jeevan. Sabana mangal. Daridra dukha bhanjana. This is first part of composition, that is Thai, and the second part is Gyanan sabana haranana timir. Gyanan sabana haranana timir. Jo hi dharat dhyan pavat marg मिटत पीर देत धीर होत सुख कर जीवन मंगल दरिद्र दुख भंजन ज्ञान. So the composition basically underlines the importance of knowledge or getting the right to acquire knowledge. This underlines in these compositions. In Indian classical music, generally there is a set of selected words, and it is a very challenging to uh, uh, play with the theme or play with the words and make it based on different thing is very challenging. So I have make it a try to do so. So I'm presenting it. Rag Puryadhanashri. This composition is based on Tal Ada Chautal, which is quite rare and quite challenging. So this is my offering. दरिद्र दुख भंजन ज्ञानन दरिद्र दुख भंजन ज्ञानन दरिद्र दुख भंजन ज्ञानन दरिद्र दुख भंजन ज्ञानन करत काज हरत ताप होत सुख कर जीवन सबन मंगल दरिद्र दुख भंजन ज्ञानन दरिद्र दुख भंजन दरिद्र दुख भंजन ज्ञानन करत काज हरत ताप होत सुख कर जीवन सबन मंगल दरिद्र दुख भंजन ज्ञानन दरिद्र दुख भंजन ज्ञानन सवन हरनन तिमिर ज्ञानन सवन हरनन तिमिर जोगी धरत ध्यान पावत मार्ग मिटत पीर देत धीर होत सुख कर जीवन मंगल दरिद्र दुख भंजन ज्ञानन दरिद्र दुख भंजन भंजना ज्ञानन दरिद्र भंजन ज्ञानन दरिद्र दुख भंजन ज्ञानन सबन हरनन तिमिर ज्ञानन सबन हरनन तिमिर जोई धरत ध्यान पावत मार्ग मिटत पीर देत धीर होत सुख कर जीवन मंगल दरिद्र दुख भंजन ज्ञानन दरिद्र दुख भंजन दरिद्र दुख धनि धनि धम म धनि धम म गम धम म ग दरिद्र दुख गम गम धनि म ध म धनि रे धनि रे ग नि रे धनि नि रे धरि रे नि धम म धनि धम म ग धम म धम म ग ब गम म ग रे दरिद्र दुख भंजन ज्ञानन दरिद्र दरिद्र दुख भंजन गानन दरिद्र दुख भंजन गानन करत काज हरत ताप होत सुख कर जीवन तमन मंगल दरिद्र दुख भंजन गानन दरिद्र दुख भंजन गानन दरिद्र दुख भंजन ज्ञान
All unmute. Okay. Because don't really be unrhythmic. All right. All unmute. Okay, all right. Who's ever unmuted? Okay. Clap. Clap.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Okay. So now mute. Now mute and Dr. Bijay Kumar. Dr. Bijay Kumar is the associate with local Chinmay mission, and he will do in Sanskrit.
Namaskar.
Same logic. I think unmute all, please, except the speaker. And then we'll unmute and clap, and then we'll see if this continues. Okay, thank you.
Namaskar to everybody. And my composition is called Moksha Pramanam. It talks about the human right to freedom. And the poem goes describing what is true freedom and what is not really what we think as freedom. It is set to the same as meter as Nirvana Shatkam by Shankaracharya. So I will start that. न राज्यं स्वतन्त्रं मोक्षस्य लक्ष्यं न स्वाम्यं न दास्यं नानृणता विमुक्तिः न निर्वाचनं वा न न्यायालयो वा निरपेक्षता एव मोक्षप्रमाणम् न देहे निमग्नं मनोमोक्षयोग्यं जरा व्याधिदाहादिबाधा विभीतिः न लेपन्न चूर्णन्न शस्त्रैर्चिकित्सा निरपेक्षता एव मोक्षप्रमाणम् न विषयानुगमनं मोक्षाय मार्गः न काङ्क्षा न चेष्टा न प्राप्तिर्न भुक्तिः न क्षोभो न क्रोधो न लोभो न ईर्ष्या निरपेक्षता एव मोक्षप्रमाणम् न च बन्धुवर्गाः सहोत्सर्गमार्गाः न पुत्रो न भ्राता न मित्रं कलत्रम् न संसारबन्धो न दार्ढ्यस्थधर्मः निरपेक्षता एव मोक्षप्रमाणम् न च बुद्धिमत्ता न वैवाग्मिता च न शास्त्रं न व्याख्यान चापोहनं च न पूर्वाग्रहो वा न स्वमताग्रहो वा निरपेक्षता एव मोक्षप्रमाणम् मनो यत् देहाभिमानाद्विहीनं ममकारशून्यं गतरागद्वेषं मतान्धकारेण रहितं मनो यत् विकारशून्यं तत् मोक्षप्रमाणम् निरपेक्षता एव मोक्षप्रमाणम् निरपेक्षता एव मोक्षप्रमाणम् Let me read a translation of this poem. Freedom is a cherished commodity. Everyone has a right to freedom. It is as essential to humankind as food, water, and shelter. In this poem, I'm saying that nirapekshata is truly the freedom that one should seek and obtain. Nirapekshata is the state of mind of the absolute, a mind completely free of expectations or dependencies. It is the mind which is unfettered by fanciful thoughts, unafraid by bodily decay, and undistracted by material pleasures. It is that state of mind which is untorn by emotional attachments and unadorned by intellectual conceit. The state of mind of the absolute is the true sign of freedom, and that is called moksha pramanam. The verse 1, the political freedom is not the goal for liberation. Neither is lordship or slavery nor freedom from debt. In a democracy, contrary to popular belief, even the free elections or the judiciary do not offer true freedom. Real freedom is to gain the absolute, that is liberation, and that is free will. The mind which is obsessed about the body is not fit for liberation. It is constantly plagued by hunger, thirst, sickness, and old age. Neither cosmetics or medications or surgery will offer freedom like the absolute freedom of liberation. Going after worldly objects, this is verse number 3. Going after worldly objects, one does not obtain freedom. Desire for an object, the struggle to get it, and upon getting it, the act of enjoyment are all fraught with angst, anger, jealousy, and greed. True freedom is nirapekshata. Your relatives, verse number 4, your relatives do not help you along the path of liberation, nor your children or siblings, spouse, or your friend. No bonds of affection or filial duties guarantee the true freedom that can be yours with nirapekshata. One could have a brilliant intellect or an unmatched skill of oratory. One may have studied the sciences and is capable of clear analysis or a valid line of argument. These are all beguiled by preconceived notions or obstinate bigotry. Nothing frees like freedom of nirapekshata. When the mind is free from body-centered obsession, possessiveness, or from likes and dislikes, it is free. When it is not blinded by fanaticism, it is free. And that is called truly moksha. Thank you.
So shall we try? So unmute yourself, and then we can make a applause. All right. Okay. Now you mute, and somebody follows him.
Prasanta Bunyaji.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. So, good morning, everybody. It's nice to meet you all today. And as we know, today's topic is our human rights and everything. So my poetry is all about a poet, how a poet expressing the problems and other associative factors of people. So this poem was written by our esteemed Manmohan Misra.
Oh.
He was a poet for poor, for destitute. He brought their voice to government, and he fought throughout his life for our people of Odisha. So he wrote many a poem which is very vibrant and very revolutionary poems. So needless to say, he was father of our esteemed Bijay Misra sir. So we are proud he is with us today, Bijay Misra sir.
Okay.
And I'm reading the poetry. So here I have translated few lines of the poem, not all,
विजय के पार के पढ़ रहे
so that I can share the screen with you and you can see the translation, or else I will directly read the poetry.
Yeah, read
So,
both, read both.
so it is, Ahe Odisha Janata, O people of Odisha. Ahe Odisha Janata, Podi jau moro lekhaka hebaro, nagala jadi mo barata. O people of Odisha, let me be in fire if I couldn't convey your message through my poetry. Podi jau moro salakha sundara, nana karu kama sabada, podi jau moro saja futa fula, bhali sanatana darada. Let my ornamental words be in fire, which I crafted beautifully. Let my eternal pity, which bloomed like a fresh flower, be also get burnt. Mogito padike tumoro kahani, tume jadi buchi noparo, dhiko dhiko moro kabi bolaiba, dhiko mo lekhaka hebaro. If you cannot infer or leave your story through my write-up, it is disgrace and shameful for me to be a poet. Tume jadi helo kacheri duare, sahukare hato nilamo, bali garadati palotila siye, mani thilo sala giramo. If you were auctioned in the courtyard of rich people, this very soul is mere a pebble to whom you thought as a holy stone. Atho kali baro maso khoti khoti petoku dana no jutila, sehi peto lagi eko thulo hebo, ekotha jebe no futila. Doing bone-tired labor throughout your life, you never fed yourself. Here is the voice, let the bourgeois be united for our food, if my words couldn't do the justice for you. Jaye ase kete keteta patrika, mokobita lekhi chapile, jaye ase kete keun guni ase, mokobita guna mapile. What is the importance if few of my poetry published in some newspapers and magazines? How is it important if my poetry gets reviewed and appreciated by intellectual? Ahe Odisara Janata, tumaku karili abbeyo muhi, ape bolaili karata. O people of Odisha, I become famous investing your agony, but never resolve your problem. Mote bahalai kete bachanika kari nahi muhi tiyari, kobita ki tucha adara beparo murukhara sago kiyari. Pacifying myself, I have crafted many literary dialogues and poetry. But do you think poetry is a petty ginger trade or a field of nameless pothubs? Tumanku korili alapo murukha, mole khaku kali arasi. Tumanku bichare arasi kajana, mogitaku nahi parasi. I made all of you fool and made my write-up the looking glass of society. Hence, I never serve you my poetry, thinking you are useless and devoid of good taste in anything. Mokobi poniya rohila mopase tume kala duru juharo, dhale no dhalilo karuna palako, jette bohi kali baharo. My literateness stayed in my arrogance, and you bowed from afar out of respect to me. You never looked at me, how much or however publishing I have done. So the rest part I haven't translated, but let me finish the poetry. Naba jaubani chhabi chamakai kete patrika chapili, kete nagariro charana alata lekhi lekhi kala japili. Nua rasakeli naba natu chori jete jete kali baharo, janani bhagani apamane male tebena chalila bevharo. Kiye mana kalu bilatara kabi Eliot hebu edese, nabina bhanja samarata hebu janataku debu adese. Kiye se sajilu बढ़िया कथक मोपासा बनिलु कटके किए से माजिलु कलम मुनरे नोबेल प्राइज झटके आपे लेखी आपे ग्राहक होइलु परस्परे देलु बधाई आमे पालटिलु सिरी चैतन आमे ही जगाई माधाई तथापि तुमर चेतना नहिला हेलु आगुआर एतिकी सारला भारत भागवत पोथी लगाइला केउ भेड़िकी सुखे खाई पी मुखे पोछे जिए से लेखे भोकर वेदना हेभो किला दल तुमे न पढ़िल एथु बळी अछि सचना आहे ओडिशार जनता तुमर ए कवि घोषणा करुछि अकातरे एई बारता न हेउ पछे मो रवीन्द्र हेबार भाव विनोदिया परब न हेउ पछे मो अभिजातपुर कवि गणा तुम गरब न पडु पछे से एकाडेमी घरे मो नार गार न पडु भानुमती देश उपमा फसले मो भाव अमार न भडु जेतिकी पारिबी सेतिकी तुमको जेसने पारेमु फुटाई सेथि पई जेते पोला बहादुरी सबुतक देली उड़ाई आहे ओडिशार जनता एतिकी मागुणी मोहर बाणी रे तुमे हुओ चुर करता. So the last line say, "Oh, the Borguis people of the world, let be united. You be the all in everything, so that the righteousness in the world will come." Thank you very much. Thank you very much, everyone, for listening my poetry. And I respect Manmohan Misra ji. Yesterday was his in memoriam day. It was in memoriam day yesterday. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Unmute yourself and give him a round of applause.
Excellent,
So
excellent
this is
poem.
kind of a emotional. I did not know that he will do this. He just called me this morning, said that he's reciting this. So I kind of if father is the emotional object, and I left 1974. So when he was in jail. Now, the way he operates himself, that if we don't connect to people, what is good in writing? I don't fully, the feeling that the emotion that he brings in most of his poems, that the creativity is a grace on behalf of people in us. So we are not independent. We are not out of society. We belong in society. So we talk about people's health, wealth, starvation, food, their agony. And I see the whole spirit of it probably developed when he was in British jail or something. But he is one of very few people in the country who maintained this. Anyway, thank you. Thank you, Prashant, for bringing him in. Next one. So,
Madhumati ji.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello. Good morning. Shubhodaya, everyone. I'm Madhumati Patil. I'm Madhumati Tyagi. I'm using my son's computer. So it is Indrajit Tyagi. Now I will relate it to human right. I will tell something about that. Human rights are violated everywhere, either directly or indirectly, or either intentionally or unintentionally. If the state does nothing to intervene and protect vulnerable people and groups, innocent people suffer a lot. The poet in her poem describes the destructions of the humanity through civil and political rights violences and proposes strategies how to build a signature Samaj with assurance of all human rights to everyone instead of just mentioning them on the paper by different agencies and defenders. So now I will recite the poem in Kannada, and afterwards I will translation I will read afterwards. So now in Kannada, I'm Madhumati Patil, Assistant Director of Agriculture, working in Karnataka, India. ಮಾನವ ಹಕ್ಕುಗಳ ರುಜುವಾತಾರ್ಹ ಸಮಾಜದಲ್ಲಿ ದೇವರ ದೃಷ್ಟಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ದೇವರ ಮಕ್ಕಳು. ಕಾನೂನಿನ ಕಣ್ಣಿನಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಸಮಾನರು. ದೇವರ ದೃಷ್ಟಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ದೇವರ ಮಕ್ಕಳು. ಕಾನೂನಿನ ಕಣ್ಣಿನಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಸಮಾನರು. ಮಾನವ ಹಕ್ಕುಗಳ ಸಂಘ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಗಳು, ಸಭೆ ಸಂವಿಧಾನಗಳು, ಘೋಷಣಾ ಪತ್ರಗಳು, ಅವುಗಳ ನಿಷ್ಠಾವಂತ ರಕ್ಷಕರು, ಬೆಂಬಲಿಗರು ಕೂಗಿ ಕೂಗಿ ಹೇಳುವರು, ಈ ಹಕ್ಕುಗಳು ನಮಗಾಗಿ, ನಮ್ಮ ಏಳಿಗೆಗಾಗಿ. ಈ ಹಕ್ಕುಗಳು ನಮಗಾಗಿ, ನಮ್ಮ ಏಳಿಗೆಗಾಗಿ. ಸಾಧ್ಯವಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಜನರು ಮಾನವ ಹಕ್ಕುಗಳು ನೀಡುವ ಸಮಂಜಸವಾದ ವೇದಿಕೆ. ಸಾಧ್ಯವಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಜನರಿಗೆ ಮಾನವ ಹಕ್ಕುಗಳು ನೀಡುವ ಸಮಂಜಸವಾದ ವೇದಿಕೆ, ಮುಕ್ತವಾಗಿ ಮಾತನಾಡಲು, ಅಸಮಾನತೆಯನ್ನು ಕುಗ್ಗಿಸಲು, ಎಲ್ಲ ದಮನ ಶಮನಗಳನ್ನು ಸೋಲಿಸಲು, ಎಲ್ಲ ದಮನ ಶಮನಗಳನ್ನು ಸೋಲಿಸಲು, ಅಕ್ರಮಣ ಅಧೀನಗೊಳಿಸುವಿಕೆಯನ್ನು ಮತ್ತೆ ಬಾರದಂತೆ ಮಾಡಲು, ಅಕ್ರಮ ಅಧೀನಗೊಳಿಸುವಿಕೆಯನ್ನು ಮತ್ತೆ ಬಾರದಂತೆ ಮಾಡಲು, ಎಲ್ಲ ತಾರತಮ್ಯ, ಅಸಹಿಷ್ಣುತೆ, ವರ್ಣಭೇದ ನೀತಿಗಳ ಇಲ್ಲದಂತಾಗಿಸಲು. ಹೀಗಿದ್ದರೂ ಈ ಜಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಬದುಕುವ ಜೀವಿಗಳಿಗೆ ಬೆಲೆಯೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಹೀಗಿದ್ದರೂ ಈ ಜಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಬದುಕುವ ಜೀವಿಗಳಿಗೆ ಬೆಲೆಯೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಕೊಲೆ, ಅತ್ಯಾಚಾರ, ಅಪರಾಧಗಳಿಗೆ ಬಲಿಯಾದವರನ್ನು ಇಡುವರು. ಕೊಲೆ, ಅತ್ಯಾಚಾರ, ಅಪರಾಧಗಳಿಗೆ ಬಲಿಯಾದವರನ್ನು ಇಡುವರು ಚೇತರಿಕೆಯ ಕೋಶದಲ್ಲಿ ಅಥವಾ ಶವದ ಪೆಟ್ಟಿಗೆಯಲ್ಲಿ. ಚೇತರಿಕೆಯ ಕೋಶದಲ್ಲಿ ಅಥವಾ ಶವದ ಪೆಟ್ಟಿಗೆಯಲ್ಲಿ. ಕ್ರೋಧದ ಕೂಗೋಲೆ ಕೇಳುವುದೇ, ಕ್ರೋಧದ ಕೂಗೋಲೆ ಕೇಳುವುದೇ ಅವರ ಜೀವ ಎಂದಿಗೂ ಪುನರ್ಜೀವಂತವಾಗದು. ಬಲಶಾಲಿ ದೇಶಗಳ ಯುದ್ಧಗಳು ಬರೀ ಯುದ್ಧಗಳಲ್ಲ. ಬಲಶಾಲಿ ದೇಶಗಳ ಯುದ್ಧಗಳು ಬರೀ ಯುದ್ಧಗಳಲ್ಲ. ಅವು ನಾಗರಿಕತೆಯ ವಿನಾಶ ಮಾಡುವ ಸಾಧನಗಳು. ಅವು ಮಾನವೀಯತೆ, ಮಹಿಳೆ ಮತ್ತು ಮಕ್ಕಳ ಮೇಲೆ ಮಾಡುವ ಮಹಾಪಾಪಗಳು. ಅವು ಮಾನವೀಯತೆ, ಮಹಿಳೆ ಮತ್ತು ಮಕ್ಕಳ ಮೇಲೆ ಮಾಡುವ ಮಹಾಪಾಪಗಳು. ಅವು ಜನರನ್ನು ನಿರಾಶ್ರಿತರನ್ನಾಗಿಸುವುದು. ಅವು ಜನರನ್ನು ನಿರಾಶ್ರಿತರನ್ನಾಗಿ ಮಾಡುವವು. ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಜಾಗರೂಕರಾಗೋಣ. ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಜಾಗರೂಕರಾಗೋಣ. ನಮ್ಮ ಕುಕರ್ಮಗಳನ್ನು ಅರಿಯೋಣ ಹಾಗೂ ಹೊಸ ನಾಗರಿಕತೆಯತ್ತ ನಡೆಯೋಣ. ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಜಾಗರೂಕರಾಗೋಣ. ನಮ್ಮ ಕುಕರ್ಮಗಳನ್ನು ಅರಿಯೋಣ ಹಾಗೂ ಹೊಸ ನಾಗರಿಕತೆಯತ್ತ ನಡೆಯೋಣ. ಎಲ್ಲ ಜೀವ ಜಂತುಗಳಿಗೆ ಮುಕ್ತವಾಗಿ ಬಾಳುವ ಅಧಿಕಾರ ಕೊಡುವ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಜೀವ ಜಂತುಗಳಿಗೆ ಮುಕ್ತವಾಗಿ ಬಾಳುವ ಅಧಿಕಾರ ಕೊಡುವ ಈ ಸೃಷ್ಟಿಕರ್ತನ ಉಡುಗೊರೆಯಾಗಿ ಎಲ್ಲರ ಮೂಲಭೂತ ಹಕ್ಕುಗಳಾಗಿ ಬನ್ನಿ ಬಲವಾಗಿ ಒಂದುಗೂಡಿ. ಬನ್ನಿ ಬನ್ನಿ ಬಲವಾಗಿ ಒಂದುಗೂಡಿ ಇತರರ ಹಕ್ಕುಗಳನ್ನು ಗೌರವಿಸೋಣ. ಸುರಕ್ಷತೆ ಹಾಗೂ ಶಾಂತಿ ಬೆಂಬಲಿಸೋಣ. ಸುರಕ್ಷತೆ ಹಾಗೂ ಶಾಂತಿ ಬೆಂಬಲಿಸೋಣ. ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗಾಗಿ ಮತ್ತು ಎಲ್ಲೆಡೆ ರುಜುವಾತಾದ ಅನುರೂಪ ಸಮಾಜ ಕಟ್ಟೋಣ. ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗಾಗಿ ಮತ್ತು ಎಲ್ಲೆಡೆ ರುಜುವಾತಾದ ಅನುರೂಪದ ಸಮಾಜ ಕಟ್ಟೋಣ. ಈ ಜಗತ್ತು ಒಂದು ಕುಟುಂಬ ಎಂಬ ಶೀರ್ಷಿಕೆಯೊಂದಿಗೆ, ಈ ಜಗತ್ತು ಕುಟುಂಬ ಎಂಬ ಶೀರ್ಷಿಕೆಯೊಂದಿಗೆ, ಅದೇ ವಸುದೈವ ಕುಟುಂಬಕಂ, ಅದೇ ವಸುದೈವ ಕುಟುಂಬಕಂ. Now, in English, I will read it out. In the creation of God, we all are his children. In the eyes of law, we all are equal. In the creation of God, we are all his children. In the eyes of law, we are all equal. Human rights, unions and groups, constituents and institutions, published declarations, loyal defenders and supporters, all say loudly, loudly in chorus, these rights are for all and for everyone's well-being. These rights are for all and for everyone's well-being. If at all possible, human rights offers people a reasonable stage. If at all possible, human rights offers people a reasonable stage for free thinking and speaking, opposing all oppressions, demoting all inequalities, and defeating almost all repressions and suppressions, ensuring no repeats of any repressions and suppressions, ensuring no repeat of any aggressions and subjugations, and end all kinds of discriminations, racism and intolerance to other faiths, racism and intolerance to other faiths. Yet in the present world, there is no concern for the lives of others. Yet In the present world, there is no concern for the life of others. Many victims of murder, rape, and crime rest in the cells of recuperations or coffins. Many victims of murder, rape, and crime rest in the cells of recuperations or coffins. Only the wrath of Christ is heard. Only the wrath of Christ is heard. Their lives can never revive. Their lives can never revive. The wars of superpowers are not just wars. The wars of superpowers are not just wars. They are destructing our civilizations. They are sins against humanity. They are crimes against women and children. They are crimes and women and children. They display people and make them refugees. They display people and make them refugees. Let us wake up and realize our ill deeds. Let us wake up and realize our ill deeds and move to a new stage of civilization. Bestow the right to live freely as a gift of the Creator. A fundamental right to all the living creatures, a fundamental right to all the living creatures. Let us all unite in a big way and respect and value the right of others and upload the safety and peace and upload the safety and peace around everyone and everywhere. Let us build a signature Samaj titled, let us build a signature Samaj titled, The World is One Family. The world is one family. I mean in Sanatana Dharma, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. I mean in Sanatana Dharma, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. Namaskar, everyone.
Okay. So let us do that thing. Unmute yourself and try to accept.
Very nice. Very nice.
I felt it was like a too wordy. I think anyone who's trying to use many words, try to be a little more action oriented, not slogan oriented. If you can, whoever is coming forward. Because I think it is always we can see what others can do, but it's difficult to say what we can do. So I would kind of say whoever is coming up and so on in human rights. So this is what I see. I had been. This is what I did. Make it more function, make it more directive rather than slogan. Who follows? Who follows?
I can go next.
Sunanda ji.
Okay.
Sunanda, okay.
Namaskar, everyone. So I am Sunanda from Canada, but now I am in India. So good evening from here.
Okay.
Yeah, my point is actually it is how in the world, everywhere, miserably we are facing this pain. How humanism, how we are treating like that. So my poem is from incompleteness to fullness. So, but my poem is in Oriya. So I just translating one stanza, I am going to read in that way. So in Oriya, it is Apurnataru Purnata. Apurnataru Purnata. Vishwa Manavara Jibana Jantrana, Vishwa Manavara Jibana Jantrana, Abega Utkantha, Bhuma Bhugolare Andolito Aji Asahya Manavavada. Translation from incompleteness to fullness, whole world human life is suffering, emotions are high, the entire land and geography is pained with miserable humanism today. भ्रष्टाचारर नष्ट आदर्शरे अतिष्ठ मानव सत्ता दुष्ट रावणर तुष्ट प्रतिश्रुति प्रवंचित करे सीता. The spoiled idealism of corruption, as the norm of society has caused unbearable sufferance like Ravana's false promises, every Sita is now desecrated. স্পষ্ট দিবালোকে ক্রূর দুঃশাসন করে কৃষ্ণা বিবসনা অপ্রাপ্ত যৌবনা অজ্ঞান কিশোরী ভোগে যৌন নির্যাতনা in broad daylight. Now every Draupadi is forced nude. The tyranny of the crew is obvious. Immature girls before puberty is facing sexual assault everywhere. ଶ୍ରମିକର ଶ୍ରମ ନିଲାମ ହେଉଛି ମାଫିଆଙ୍କ ପୁଞ୍ଜି ହାଟେ ଦୁର୍ନୀତିର ବାହୁ ବିସ୍ତାରିତ ହୁଏ ଆଇନର ଗଳା ବାଟେ. Labor is now auctioned and exploited by mafia. Arms of corruption expands through legal debate. ସମାନତା ନାମେ ଅସମାନତାର ଡିଣ୍ଡିମ ବାଜେ. ବିକାଶ ନାମରେ ଦେଶ ବଡ଼ଦାଣ୍ଡେ ବିନାଶର ରଥ ଗଡ଼େ. The bell of inequality rings in the name equality. Vehicles of destruction floats on the roads of nation in the name of development. ସର୍ବହରାଙ୍କର କବର ଉପରେ ପୁଞ୍ଜିବାଦ ଧ୍ୱଜା ଉଡ଼େ. ସମ୍ବିଧାନ ବିଧି ମରଣ ଯନ୍ତାରେ ଗଣତନ୍ତ୍ର ରଡ଼ି ଛାଡ଼େ. On the graves of the countless have-nots, capitalism flies the flag. Democracy cries inside the clutches of the Constitution. ବିଡ଼ମ୍ବିତ ଆଜି ସମାଜ ବ୍ୟବସ୍ଥା ଦିଶାହୀନ ପ୍ରଶାସନ ସନ୍ତ୍ରାସବାଦର ଆତଙ୍କ ବଳରେ ଭୀତତ୍ରସ୍ତ ଜନଗଣ. On the graves of the countless have-nots, the irony of society today, directionless administration, people live with absolute scare under terrorism. ନୂତନ ସୂର୍ଯ୍ୟର ଆଶାର କିରଣେ ପୁରୁ ସ୍ୱପ୍ନର ସମ୍ଭାର ଉଠୁ ସୁପ୍ତ ପ୍ରାଣ ପ୍ରତିଶ୍ରୁତି ବନ୍ଧା ସ୍ୱାଭିମାନୀ ଜୀବନରେ. The rays of hope of the new sun should wake up the sleeping soul. Thank you very much. Namaskar.
So let us do that. Let us unmute yourself and try to give a round of applause. I think what she said is probably, you see, as the technology and the capital is going into the countries, the so-called new countries, including India, so the sustaining of law and order become difficult. And I don't know. See, China has a different process, but Russia has a different process, but democratic process, people are not adjusting well. So I do not know how it is going. So police state, but good poem. All right, who's following?
It's me.
Okay.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. Good morning. And this is Geeta Patil. And my poem is The Plight of Human Rights in the Voice of People. I wrote this poem in the light of important human rights failings in different parts of the world, especially in the United States. So where is the Declaration of Human Rights? Where is the slogan, Make America Great Again? Do human rights matter anymore to anyone? No, not at all, by any means. As justice is a forgotten myth, power in few hands replaces fairness. We end up inheriting and living in a society that is truly sick, where no ideals are upheld or justice prevails. The harsh reality is the poor white is fooled and pushed. The black is bearing slavery's scars. The red society is driven out of their land. The brown and yellow are forced to toil, and the immigrants are living in anxiety. Then where is the Declaration of Human Rights? Where is the slogan, Make America Great Again? Do human rights matter anymore to anyone? No, not at all, by any means. In the so-called civilized land, we find in abundance the histories and stories of wars, the histories and stories of terrorism, the histories and stories of ethnic cleansing, the histories and stories of rejection. The mighty forces always crush the weak. There is no account of lives lost. The world is sickened by Holocausts. The right way to say is the same old reckless plans are still in practice. Then, where is the Declaration of Human Rights? Where is the slogan, Make America Great Again? Do human rights matter anymore to anyone? No, not at all by any means. Countries are in competition to sow the deadly explosions and autograph the places with the slogan, with the signs of blood, dead bodies, and ruined buildings. The dead have no voice, the exiled have least support, but no justice. Many sane people support helplessly criminals, murderers, corrupt, and dishonest who pretend as defenders of human rights and saviors and stakeholders of democracies. This world is going on a wrong way anyway. Then, where is the Declaration of Human Rights? Where is the slogan, Make America Great Again? Do human rights matter anymore to anyone? No, not at all by any means. Human existence is at stake. Let us learn from our mistakes before Jungle Raj jumps in. Let us ensure these human rights to everyone, everywhere, from inception without exception, on any religion, race, caste, sex, or place of birth, where everyone acts with the essence of goodwill and unity and treats each other with dignity and love, embraces others as members of a huge joint family, and follows the dharmic way to build Ram Raj and upholds peace, prosperity, justice, equality, and a complete well-being for all in all the aspects. Then in the world, for sure we find the dharmic life, the dharmic economy, the dharmic rule, the echoes of the slogan Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. That is one earth, one family, and one future. Thank you, everyone.
Okay. So again, do the same technique. Unmute yourself and then try to give her a round of applause. And then who follows?
Rahul Ray next.
Um,
And then Sunandaji. After that.
No, you can't have that. Only
No.
the other person. Don't.
Okay, Rahul Ray.
Good morning,
Don't-
everyone. I'm sorry.
We only know after the person is read. Yes.
So, should I go?
Yeah.
Okay. First, I'd like to thank everyone. Good morning, everyone, for being here and taking part in this beautiful gathering. And I'd like to thank Vijay, Amandeep, Chandu, Prem, Manish, and many others who had made this possible. Now, human rights, as has been said many times here in this forum, that includes many different things. It means very many different things to very many different people. In fact, Gita pointed out just the previous poem that well, people are talking about making America great again. Is it really becoming great, or is it going the other direction? Anyhow, so my poem actually relates to specifically one thing, and I'll elaborate on that. And I'll read this one first in English and then in Bengali, the originally written in Bengali. The human rights include many aspects of human existence, including the right to shelter, food, and vocation. Regarding shelter, humans have the right to live on the earth with its land and oceans, forests and hills, and the sky. Yes, the communal ownership of the space above is part of human rights. So what I'm saying is that the sky above, that is also a communal property which should belong to all the humans. Lately, a few players have been attempting to extend their personal ownership of the space. You know, all the spaceship going there, private enterprise going there, Bezos and other people are going there, as if the space is their own property, an encroachment on a fundamental human right. My poem relates to that. So the title of the poem is, can you hear me properly?
Yeah.
Okay. The title of my poem is The Sky is for Sale. As a little child, as a little child, my worldly possessions was rather meager. As a little child, my worldly possessions was rather meager. A few playing marbles, kites, and a spool of threads, 3 books with torn pages. But the sky above belonged to me. I shared it with birds that flew there freely as their own abode. But lately, the sky is for sale to a handful few who intends to acquire it for private use. But lately, the sky is for sale to a handful few who intends to acquire it for private use. Agreed. Agreed, they have money aplenty. Agreed, they have money aplenty. To own whatever they choose. Agreed, they have money aplenty to own whatever they choose. Agreed, they're engineers of the highest quality, mightiest of the mighty, and the brightest of the bright. Agreed, they're engineers of the highest quality, mightiest of the mighty, and the brightest of the bright. Then why won't they acquire the great sky above at their will? But must not the sky, then why won't they acquire this great sky above at their will? But must not the sky where the birds belong, where airplanes fly hither and thither, belong to all, rich and poor, you and me? But must not the sky where the birds belong, where airplanes fly hither and thither, belong to all, rich and poor, you and me? And if you will purchase it with their riches, then later on, won't they change the direction? Then later on, won't they change their direction to point their greedy gaze onto the earth? The mother earth that belongs to you and me, with her forests green and oceans blue, will she become the private abode of a few with riches? Let me read the last paragraph. Then later on, won't they change the direction to point their greedy gaze onto the earth? The mother earth that belongs to you and me, with her forests green and oceans blue, will she become the private abode of a few with riches? And then I'll read the Bengali version of it. Mohakash Bikri. In fact, while I'm listening to Oriya poems, and they're so similar to Bengali, I had no problem understanding it. And so Bengali is likewise, I think. মহাকাশ বিক্রি। ছোটবেলায় আমার অধিকারের গণ্ডি ছিল খুবই ছোট, কয়টা কাঁচের মার্বেল, ঘুড়িলাটাই, 3টে ছেঁড়া বই, ব্যাস এইসব। কিন্তু ভাবতে ভালো লাগতো মাথার উপর ওই যে আকাশ, যেখানে পাখি ডানা মেলে মনের আনন্দে, তার উপরও আমারও অধিকার ওই পাখিটার সঙ্গে ভাগ করে নিয়ে। কিন্তু কি করে যেন সব পাল্টে গেল, শুনতে পাচ্ছি, কিন্তু কি করে যেন পাল্টে গেল, শুনতে পাচ্ছি মহাকাশটা নাকি এখন নিলামে উঠেছে বিক্রির জন্য, আর কেনার লোক গোনা যায় হাতে একটা আঙুলেই। কিন্তু মহাকাশ বিকিয়ে দেওয়া গুটি কয় মানুষের কাছে, কিন্তু মহাকাশ বিকিয়ে দেওয়া গুটি কয় মানুষের কাছে, যারা নাকি ওখানে বানাবে নিজস্ব স্পেস স্টেশন, মানি, পৃথিবীর মূলধন তাদের সিন্ধুকে আছে করি, তবে মাখবে না কেন তেল। মানি পৃথিবীর মূলধন তাদের সিন্ধুকে আছে করি, তবে মাখবে না কেন তেল। মানি তারা পথিকৃৎ বিশ্বকর্মা 1 নম্বরের, তাদের জোর আছে কবজির, মগজেতে আছে ঘিলু গভীর ঘনত্বের। তাহলে তারা কিনবে না কেন মহান শূন্যের আকাশ? কিন্তু যে শূন্যে স্বাধীন পাখি ওড়াউড়ি করে, কিংবা ডানা মেলে বিমান আধুনিক, যে শূন্যে স্বাধীন পাখি ওড়াউড়ি করে কিংবা ডানা মেলে বিমান আধুনিক, যে আকাশ তোমার আমার ধনী থেকে ফকির, সেই আকাশ কিনে নেবে। সেই আকাশ কিনে নেবে কিছু ধনকুবের তাদের বিলিয়ন আর ট্রিলিয়ন ডলার দিয়ে। তারপর কি দিক পরিবর্তন হবে? কিনবে তাদের ট্রিলিয়ন জিলিয়ন দিয়ে ওই শ্যামল ঊষর সমতল পর্বত শৃঙ্গ নদী সাগর ভরা মায়ায় করুন তোমার আমার এই পৃথিবী। তারপর কি দিক পরিবর্তন হবে? কিনবে তাদের ট্রিলিয়ন না জিলিয়ন দিয়ে এই শ্যামল ঊষর সমতল পর্বত শৃঙ্গ নদী সাগর ভরা মায়া করুন তোমার আমার এই পৃথিবী। থ্যাংক ইউ।
Very good. All right. So do the same thing. We open the mute, unmute, and then give Rahul a round of applause.
Very good.
Okay. So
Chandraji
space,
Mishra.
Space where we go. Space
Chandraji
comes,
Mishra.
Hmm?
Please unmute yourself. Chandraji, unmute yourself.
Chandra is new. Chandra is a sister to me. She from Odisha has been here for a long time.
Am I audible now?
You're
Yes,
audible.
yes.
You're audible.
Okay, I think I am seeing him. Okay. Now, namaskar to everybody. First of all, Chanduji, thank you for giving me a little bit chance before, because I have to go to hospital, and thank you. I am from Orissa. My name is Chandra Mishra, and I'm so excited that I'm speaking here today. You don't know how happy I am that Vijay Vaina gave me the chance to speak here today. I just came to know yesterday. I didn't know, so my poem is very short. I even did not know that this is about the freedom. I am that bad, because when your husband is in the hospital, you can imagine what is your condition. But anyway, I'm a nurse. I'm a retired medical scientist, and my speech is about freedom to speak. I did not have freedom to speak. I married when I was 17 years old. I had 2 children when I was 20 years old, and I came here. And I was told that whoever said, my father or my elders, I followed. But I got freedom to speak now. I put myself to college. I had graduate degree, then I had master's degree, and then I worked as a nurse first, and then I became a medical scientist. I wrote this poem, believe me or not, kind of like yesterday, thinking about creation. First, I will read it in Oriya, and then I can translate it to English. When my 2 children were born, that time I was telling my husband that the title is Srushti, which is creation. And it is like, Pillalia chanchara mo mana, tumo pai mohi gala sei dina, tumo pai mohi gala sei dina. Pacharili akulare tume mote dhara, ବୁଝିଲନି ସେଦିନ ତ ପ୍ରୀତିମ ଅନ୍ଧାର ତୁମ ଓଠ ମୋ ଓଠରେ ଗଲା ମିଶି ଦେହରେ ଆସିଲା ଶିହରଣ ପଶି ଆମ ହୃଦୟ ହେଲା 2ରୁ 1 କରି ଏକ ସୁନ୍ଦର ମିଳନ ହେଲା ସୃଷ୍ଟି ସେ ବର୍ତ୍ତମାନ. That time I had 2 children and I wrote about this. And then the creation I wrote, I had a child when in this country when I was 36-year-old. So when he was born, I'm writing, I asked you to hold me tight. That night, our lips met to form a kiss. Our souls merged to form one love. And this union is a reunion with a creation which is a joy to us and everybody around us. So why I said freedom to speech, this is the time I asked, and I had the 3rd child, and he went to undergraduate for Harvard and PhD and master's from Harvard, and he's an economist in US Congress. So I had the speaking power then when I became 36. It's not everywhere in Orissa like that. It's in our family. I came from a very middle class Brahmin family where I did not have speech, but I'm so glad My husband, I found a great husband they chose for me. And I came to this country where I was able to study. I was able to pursue. And I have the creation when I wanted. With this, I stop. Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity and speaking. I do love to speak, so you can see. So this was my poem. With this, I end. Thank you again.
So do that. Do that. All right, let us get back to human rights. Who is the next human rights?
Dr. Shakuntala Gupta ji.
Okay, all right. Shakuntala comes from Odisha.
Okay, namaskar everyone. Myself Shakuntala from Odisha, India. And today my topic I have taken is based on inspired by a true event recently happened in Odisha. So am I audible?
Yeah, yes.
Yes. So it was about the labor trafficking happening and indigenous people are getting affected by it. So my can I share my slide? Please allow.
Somebody is typing, so please mute yourself. Yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
If the slides are not able to be shared, I am not able to share the slide.
Oh,
Chandu, she wants to share the slide. Are you going
Oh,
to give
you
her?
cannot. We have to make.
Okay, I had requested. Okay, no problem. So it is before going into the point, the title is Rice Ball, and it is about how the indigenous people are getting affected by human trafficking as a bondage labor. So first I will read in English so that I can translate and go to the original audio point. So, rice ball. Oh, my golden sunflower fields, bales of grains and cereals, coops and pairs of goats and clucking birds, brass containers full of fresh brook water, the itself painting on red mud canvas, white black border adorning my heart's wall, the hero stones of my ancestors lying under the tree, where I could move without you. The mud tiles thatched village on a slope, you are my mother. My name is written on your weak, fragile ribs. For my empty belly of my child, I have to cross these floodplains and raging hills, straying to catch a livelihood. Oh, my rice ball, you are my God. How far will you range me as labor unborn? I was hunting in jungle, roaming free with dhaman bow and arrow on or my sickle, and eggs adhered to soldier ones, Now Natal jungle and grain fields are in hands of businessmen. A long list of other tribes got displaced, tied to the same fate, or so are the eons old traditions and crafts, my natural herbal dyes or handloom attires, everything jived down with bondage. The vulturous brokers are hovering rampant, camping with lenders' debt money, spending hunger in courtyards of my city. Many migratory laborers passed walking back their homes amid pandemic. Now those returned are only looted weak skeletons or molested young girls or pack of maladies or peasants with mercilessly amputated feet and palms. The poverty relief monthly rice pouch is scant for family of five. What more to humiliate and tear me apart? A helpless sacrificial black cock I am in the hands of village priests. I will be served hunger or bullets will be fired on my bare. Oh my rouse ball, oh my rouse ball, I know you as my only savior. Till when my state to remain as long as land of bondage labor. This was the point. So it then means the tribal painting, which is done to adorn a mud house. It is done on a red soil canvas. And Garia means brass container of water. So the original poem is Bhatta Handi, which is rice ball. So Bhatta Handi. He mor surajmukhi kheta, धान बिरी सरा सरा चे चे चरे बारमासिया किया धरन पानी भरा गरिया गरा चे में छेल कुकरा साल बखरा कुठी लाल माटी इड़ताल मोर पिंडार सड़क चौड़ा कलापटी गार गस्तल चौता पुरखा देवता पथर धार धार तो छाड़ी मु कहीं जीवी. The accent is done on the labor's language. So next is मुखाटीर ढालू झाड़की माटीर खपरा जनजाति भिटा हुई माँ तो पोंगला देहे मोर ना माल डंगर पत्रा पद पड़िया डेगी भात खुजते पड़ मो छुआर सांकुर पेट खाँ खाँ दादन खटते घुसाड़ी नेबू केते दूर भातांडी हुई मोर ईश्वर धामन धनुतीर कटारी धरी करुथिली शिकार कांधरे टांगी बुलुथिला टंगिया कुढ़ा जंगलू खेदे जमीदार चाष बास जमी छिने बेउसा सरदार रईत चषा गण भुइया मझिया कुल सौरा खड़िया आउ केते रंग बटा हाथ बुणा चार हाथी गमछा चार कांदुल महुल पुरखरा बेलू बेलसु कला सभी पड़ले बंधुआ गाँ पड़ारे डेरा बांधे भुखमरी पैंतरा बिके धार लाग पैसा कंतर दादनी दला महामारी मझी लुटी नेलु खबर ही उड़ीगला अफेरा जू पवन अधा बाटे चली चली टली जाइछे केते दिन मजुरिया निखोज धन जीवन आज भी फिरे गाँ पिंडा को सुखिला दरमरा कंकाली भेंडिया तार अभियाड़ी धांगड़ी झीर बडला पेट परदेशरू कुड़ कुड़ रुग साथे कटा पापुली कटा पाद पांच पराणी कुटुंब अटे नहीं पाइला दर पांच पराणी कुटुंब अटे नहीं पाइला दरब केड़े ददरा जाए उतारी बुद्धि हो झाकर हाथे कला कुकरा मुई बाढ़ी देबू मोर बोली भोग नहले गुली दागी देबू छाती भाताडी भात हांडी तोते मुई जाने मो ईश्वर तू ए राइज को केते जाए करी देबू दादन भुई.
Okay, very good. I think this indigenous rights, I think probably people could not get the gist of her poem, but this is a perpetual issue. Indigenous. Somehow we don't understand it fully. All right, let us continue. Who is next?
Okay. I don't have anybody raise hands.
Read the
Somebody.
original, the language poem first. So
This is
Okay,
Ramapriya.
Sajjad sir.
Yeah. Sajid, very good.
Thank you. I thought that I raised my hand. I really come here to listen, not to really read as much. I love it, but I wanted to step in because the poem that I heard was just sort of voicing for the indigenous communities, and I think that
Good. Yes,
that
you
is
need
so important. So I will read this one of my translations. This is a poem. You know, in Bangladesh there are about 30 indigenous communities. And their voice has been always kept down, you know, but at the same time they speak up and we listen, and we have to also speak for them and with them. So I did this little book of translation of Chakma poems. Chakma is one of the communities, and this is by Kobita Chakma, and the title of the book is Why Mustn't I Flare Up? Okay, so what I will do is that I'll read the title poem. And first I'll read this in, it was originally written by Kobita Chakma in Changma. And then she also herself translated that into Bangla. and I translated it from Bangla. So I'll first read the Bangla and then I'll read the English one. And in Changma is Zolin Udhim Kittei would be the word. And in Bangla it would be Jole Udbona Kano. Jole Udbona Kano. যা ইচ্ছে তাই করবে বসত বিরান ভূমি নিবিড় অরণ্য মরুভূমি সকালকে সন্ধ্যা ফলবতীকে বন্ধা জ্বলে উঠব না কেন যা ইচ্ছে তাই করবে জন্মভূমে পরবাসী নারীকে কৃতদাসী দৃষ্টিকে অন্ধ সৃষ্টিকে বন্ধ অবহেলা অপমানে ক্রোধ ধমনীতে তুমুল রক্তের স্রোত আঘাতে আঘাতে ভাঙে বিঘ্ন চেতনার সমুদ্র তারুণ্যে তীক্ষ্ণ আমার সম্পূরক একমাত্র আমি জ্বলে উঠব না কেন So this is my translation. Why mustn't I flare up? Why mustn't I flare up? You go on doing whatever you please, force me to abandon my home, turn dense forest into deserts, morning into evening, the fertile into infertile. Why mustn't I flare up? You go on doing whatever you please, force me to be an alien in my own birthland, turn women into slaves, eyesight into blindness, creation into a halt. I'm enraged by neglect and humiliation. Blood gushes tumultuously through my veins. Repeated strikes will bring down the obstacles, sharpened by fresh awareness. I alone can bring me fulfillment. Why mustn't I flare up? Thank you.
Okay, very good. Why mustn't I flare up? Yeah,
That's beautiful.
Wow.
right. Why mustn't I flare up? Right, but then what? Suppose you flare up, then what happens? I think, we can't, no, a lot of activism has to take place in order to really bring equality in the world. And it's not purely intellectual exercise, but physical work in the field. All right, who next?
Pritpal Singh.
Pritpal, okay.
क्यों जियो और जीने दो.
Okay.
Live and let other people live. My name is Pritpal. जियो और जीने दो, जो पीते हैं उनको पीने दो. Human rights. Live and let other people live. People who are drinking, let them drink. It's their own liver. जो कोई कुछ सोचता है उसे बोलने दो. जो कुछ कोई सोचता है उसे बोलने दो. दूसरे के सामने दिल अपना खोलने दो. Give everyone freedom of speech. When I was in India, I never say anything, in front of my father. Now I am in USA, I never say anything in front of my kids. Give me freedom of speech. सबके लिए बराबर कानून. सबके लिए बराबर कानून. स्किन का कलर कोई भी हो, लाल सबका है खून. Everyone is equal. Color of skin may be different, but color of blood is red for everyone. Boyfriend, girlfriend घूम रहे हैं, घूमने दो. मस्ती में उनको झूमने दो. तू भी अपनी मस्ती में झूम. तेरे पास गर्लफ्रेंड नहीं है तो पत्नी के साथ घूम. In UP, if they seek boyfriend and girlfriend in public park, they beat them up. Sometimes by mistake, they beat up husband and wife too. So if a husband and wife are in public park in UP, they have to fight with each other every 5-10 minutes just to prove that they are married. करो चाहे कुछ भी लेकिन मर्यादा में रहो. करो चाहे कुछ भी मर्यादा में रहो. जियो और जीने दो. जियो और जीने दो. Do whatever you want to do, but stay in your limit. Live and let other people live. live and let other people live. Thank you.
Okay, maybe I can push in mine now. What I did was I have been studying the Vedas for some time, and what I'll present to you is a 5,000-year-old poem that I translated last night. Now, what is happening is the live and let live that Prithipal just said. So that's the theme here. And it's a competition, you know, as you can believe in 5,000 years ago, people did not know sciences, physics. So wherever they are trying to, they're seeing that for some reason the winds from the south becoming stronger. Wind from the north is weaker. The southern winds bring clouds, rains, devastation. So this is a poem, it is the 60th, they call Sukta. Sukta is like a stanza of the 5th book. There are 10 books, 5th book. What I'll do is I'll read the English translation first, then I'll give you a sample of the Vedic recitation you may appreciate. So the translation, I gave a title, Be Even. Be even. So what's happening is some people are doing some kind of a fire worship, and then the wind is coming, and the wind is disturbing the fire and becoming more fearsome. So rains come, devastation, and then things happen. Just see this. Oh Agni, Agni is the fire. We worship thee with these hymns to keep your power controlled by your reins. Help us get grains. The way they do it, because of the fire can destroy they will burn the forest and they will cultivate. Bless us with rains. Sustain the winds. Let them sing your hymns. The wind blows and so on. They think the wind is doing the hymns for the fire. Oh Marut, Marut is the wind. You are happy when you are at rest. When you ride your chariot, there is fear in the forest. Mountain shivers, the earth does shatter. You become Rudra. Rudra is an angry wind, the terrible, the destroyer. Yes, Marut, your roar indeed vibrates the space. You scare and demolish anything in your pace. We pray, let your fury convert it into rains. Let you help sour the field that produce the grains. Fourth stanza. You arrive as a groom, decorated and adorned. The southern clouds, the lightning, darkness, sun is peeping. You look spectacular, shining in your gold. You are strong. You are powerful. You are the truth. Why the truth? Because they carry water. Oh, my Savior, let the water in you nourish the earth. So this is how the winds are coming in. And so they're seeing different kinds of winds are blowing, north, south, east, west, and so on. And here is the line. They're saying the southern winds are more powerful, they devastate. Please don't think any is higher, nor do you think one is lower. All are brothers. Be even. Let all remain together. Let all remain young. Let all stay beautiful. Let all nourish life. Let food always be plentiful. O Marut, you remain good-natured wherever you are. Be in the heavens, be in the clouds, be in the rains, or you are right here in our plains. O Agni, please convey my offering of grains. So the fire they think is the conveyor because they can't catch the wind, but they can deal with the fire. So fire will convey. When the omniscient wind blows from the north, the fire is stable. A ritual gets its worth. It defeats the enemies. It soothes the grounds. Our homes are full with goods and tranquil sounds. So this is probably spring when things are kind of more agile. And O Agni, please accept our humble offerings. Be graced by the pleasant and the purest winds. So the purest winds is winds from Himalayas. Hopefully it's kind of happening in the area of the Sindh and so on. And let the earth be cleansed. Let all be in peace. Let you glow like Ketu. Ketu is like a flag. Ketu is like a symbol, something bright. Let you glow like Ketu in your heavenly dress. So this is my translation of this, and I can read a few stanzas. So this is the called Rig Veda. So this is we have the fifth stanza, the 60th of the fifth book. Agnim Shubhasham Namohi Iha Prasatto Vichayat Krutannaha Ratheva Pravarevadidvihi Pradakhinim Marutam Shomamrutam. So, O Agni, be in control. Aye tastu prushatishu sutashu sukhe surudra maruto ratheshu vanachidugra jyate nivohiya prithvi chitre jate parvataschit. Oh, air, when you become strong, everybody gets afraid of you. पर्वत चित्महि वृद्धो विभाय दिवश्चित्सानुलजतस्वनेवः जत्कीलथ मरुतो रुष्टिमन्त आपयिवो शुद्रगोधवध्वे. So, or wind, all you do is rain. Give us rain. So don't frighten us. Parayivendrivatasho Hiranyevi Shudhami Tanno Pipisve Shriye Shriyasha Tavasho Ratheshu Shatra Mahanshi Chakire Tanoshu. You are the truth, O wind, because they can't figure out where the wind comes from. So somehow they think wind has eternal presence. Shatra. Ajyesthasho Akanisthasha Ete Sanghataro Babradusho Vagaya Yumang Pita Shuparudreshan Mrudha Prushni Shudina Maruddava. So nobody is bigger, nobody is smaller. No, your father is not bigger. There is no Rudra. Try to be cool. Jaduttame Maruto Madhyameva Yadbabame Suhago Divistha Ato Narudra Utavano Shagre Itta Divisho Yadayama. So wherever you are, O wind, so let our offering reach you. Agnes Jayan Maruto Vishwavedaso Divo Bahadvo Uttara Dadishnuvi Hemandashana Dhunayor Shadasha Vamangakta Yajamana Yasunyate. So when you come from the north, we like you, and then we have food and we have tranquility. Agne Marudvihi Suvayat Pirukavi Shomang Pibamandasano Ganashrivi Babakovi Vishwavinyovi Ayuvi Vishwanara Praditva Ketuna Sajuhu. So then they say, because they like the fire, because they think fire can be with them, fire helps them to burn the forest, fire helps them to give warmth. So let fire remain as Ketu, remain our symbol, remain be with us, be Vaishvanara, remain forever. Thank you. Human rights, the competition between winds and the fire, the winds win. Thank you. So this is the Rik Veda. We read every Tuesday and Friday. Three of us, myself, Ramapriya is here, and Prem. People can join. Basic skill is some Devanagari reading and some amount of Sanskrit. It's not trivial, but you can, if you want to exercise, you can join us 8 to 10 p.m. Tuesday and Friday. All right. Who follows?
Ramapriya ji.
Yeah.
Ramapriya follows. Okay.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody. This poem that I wrote here, in order to establish the human rights and understanding the rights, each one of us have a responsibility towards it. Based on that thought, I have composed this poem in Kannada. This follows the Adiprasa and Antyaprasa requirement, and it is a 4-line for each stanza, Chatushpadi. Title of the poem is Manavana Adhikara. I will read the Kannada first and then give the English translation later. Mananada arivu itara ಜೀವಿಗಳಿಗಿಂತ ಮಾನವನ ಮೇಲ್ಮೆಗೆ ಆಧಾರವಾಗಿಹುದು. ಮನದಲೇ ಮೂಡಿ ಪ್ರಬಲಗೊಳ್ಳುವುದು ಮನುಜನ ಏಳ್ಮೆ ಮತ್ತು ಕೀಳ್ಮೆಯ ಗುಣಗಳು. ಮದ, ಮಾತ್ಸರ್ಯ, ವೈಷಮ್ಯ, ಪಕ್ಷಪಾತ ಹದದಲ್ಲಿರಲು ಮನುಜ ಏಳ್ಮೆಯ ಏಣಿಯ ಪದದಿ ಏರುವನು. ಕರುಣೆ, ಮೈತ್ರಿ, ಕ್ಷಮೆಯ ಸಾಧನದಿ ಎಂಬುವರು ನಾಕಭಾವ ಅರಿತವರು. ದುರ್ಯೋಧನ ಮಾತ್ಸರ್ಯಕ್ಕೆ ಆಳಾಗಿ ಮಡಿದ. ಭಯದ ಬವಣೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ವರ್ಣಕಶಿಪು ಜೀವ ತೊರೆದ. ಮದದಿ ಮೆರೆದ ನರಕ ತೋಳುಗಳ ಕಳೆದುಕೊಂಡ. ಸಾಧನದಿ ವಿಭೀಷಣ ರಾಮ ಮೈತ್ರಿಯ ಪಡೆದ. ಪುರಾಣದಿಹುದು ಇಂತಹ ಅನೇಕ ಉದಾಹರಣೆಗಳು. ಯುರೋಪನೆಲ್ಲ ಆಳುವೆನೆಂದ ಹಿಟ್ಲರ್ ಜರ್ಮನಿಯಲ್ಲಿ. ಚರಿತ್ರೆ ಭುವಿಯಲ್ಲಿಹುದು ಮತ್ತೂ ಅನೇಕ ದೃಷ್ಟಾಂತಗಳು. ಗುರಿಯ ತೊಟ್ಟ ಮನುಜಗೆ ಶ್ರುತಿ ವಚನವೇ ಆಧಾರ. ಜಾಯತೆ ಮೃತಯೇ ಲೋಕೋ ಮ್ರಿಯತೆ ಜನನಾಯವೆಂಬ ಆರ್ಯವಚನದಂತೆ ಚಕ್ರವ್ಯೂಹಕ್ಕೆ ಸಿಲುಕಿ ನಡೆವಾ ಮನುಜ ಮಿಥ್ಯ ಇದೀ ಪ್ರಪಂಚ. ಇದೆಲ್ಲವೂ ಕ್ಷಣಿಕವದೆಂಬ ಶ್ರುತ್ಯೋಕ್ತಿಯ ಸತ್ಯತೆಯ ಅರಿತು ದುರ್ಗಣಗಳ ತೊರೆಯುವುದೇ ಆತನ ಹಕ್ಕು. ಮಾನವನ ಅಧಿಕಾರವದೆಂತು ಸಹಜೀವಿಗಳೊಡನೆ ಮನ್ನಣೆಯಿತ್ತು ಕಲೆತು ಜೀವಿಸುವ ರೀತಿಯದೆಂತು. ಸೂತ್ರಧಾರ ನಡೆಸಿದಂತೆ ನಡೆವ ಗೊಂಬೆಯಾಟದಂತೆ ಶಾಸ್ತ್ರವ ಮರೆತು ತನ್ನದು ಮತ್ತಾರಿಗಾಗದೆಂಬ ಮನುಜಗೆ ನಿತ್ಯಾನಂದದ ಭಾವ ಕರುಣೆ ಮೈತ್ರಿ ಕ್ಷಮಾವಧುವೊಡನೆ ಸತತ ನಲಿವ ಮನುಜಗೆ ಪರಮಪದದ ದಾರಿದೀಪ. ಅದುವೇ ಆತನ ಅಧಿಕಾರ ಚಕ್ರವ್ಯೂಹದ ಅಂತ ಎಂದಿಹರು ಸಿದ್ಧ ಮುನಿಗಳು ಎಚ್ಚರಿಸುವ ದನಿಯಲ್ಲಿ. And now I will do the English translation. Awareness of introspection enables mankind to soar over other beings. In the mind is born all attributes that lead to the rise and fall of mankind. Pride, jealousy, enmity, prejudice. If these are held in check, man can soar high with compassion, friendship, and forgiveness as the means. So say those who have achieved the heavenliness. Duryodhana was led to demise because of jealousy. Fear caused Hiranyakashipu to lose his life. Pride caused Naraka to lose his shoulders. Steadfast devotion led Vibhishana to be a friend of Rama. Many such examples are stated in the mythology. Hitler tried to rule over all of Europe. Such eyewitness records are available in the world's history. To reach the goal, one needs to depend on the writings and the scriptures. One is born to die in this world and dies to be reborn. Such a statement of wise people of the never-ending cycle of births and deaths. If mankind accepts this scriptural statements that the world is impermanent, and having understood such a truth, rejecting the sinful attributes or the rights of man. What is the responsibility of man? How to live together with other beings in harmony? For man who continues to claim of being a puppet under the strings of the puppet master, the path to achieve eternal bliss is to continue to dance with brides of compassion, friendship, and forgiveness, which are the guiding lamps towards the heavenliness path. And that is his responsibility, which leads to the end of the never-ending cycle. So say the saints and sages in an exalting tone. Thank you.
Okay. So let us do that. Let us unmute yourself and
thank you.
Okay, who is next? How many are left? Prem?
Nina Wahiji.
Nina. Okay, Nina ji. Nina ji.
Hello, friends. My name is Nina, and Geeta was talking about America. I am Indian, so I'll discuss situation what is in India. So my poem is in Hindi. I'm gonna read it in Hindi and then I'll give a translation in English afterwards. So the title of my poem is मानव अधिकारों का भरण. मानव अधिकारों की नींव पड़ी हुए कुल 74 वर्ष. इन वर्षों में कितना भरण हुआ, इन अधिकारों को आओ मिलकर चर्चा करें. चर्चा वर्षों के हिसाब की, जहां गरीब के नस में भूखमरी है, जहां जनता दुख और बेहाली से त्रसित है, तो वहीं अपने नेता को खुद चुनने की आजादी मिली है. ये कैसी आजादी है? भ्रष्ट, कुटिल, मुनाफाखोरी ही दिखती है नेताओं में. दूर करे दुख, ऐसी कहीं नेतागिरी दिखती है क्या? आओ मिलकर ऐसी व्यवस्था बनाएं जहां हर मानव को उसके अधिकार मिले, समान अधिकार, शिक्षा, रोटी, कपड़ा और मकान की. किसान का बेटा हो या नेता का बेटा, एक ही विद्यालय में शिक्षा पाए, एक ही थाली में भोजन खाएं। ये सपनों का जाल है, इससे बुनकर तो देखें। ये सपनों का जाल है, इसे मिलकर बुनकर तो देखें। बड़े मॉल में ना जाकर गरीब की कुटिया में दीपक जलाकर तो देखें। हर घर हर आंगन में पेड़ों पर चिड़ियां चहचहाकर कहें, मेरा देश महान है, वीर भगत सिंह की शान है। कुर्बानी शहीदों के खून की व्यर्थ न जाए। हम हर घर हर गली में कन्या पूजन करें और भूखों की भूख मिटा दें। आओ मिलकर ऐसी सरकार बनाएं जो मानव अधिकारों को हर घर हर गली में गूंजता हुआ सुने। So this is my poem. I'll give the translation in English. Human rights was founded 74 years ago. Let's discuss how much we have done during those years. When we are discussing and keeping the account, we realize that the people are poor and dying with hunger. They are sad and miserable. But they have the right to choose their leader. But what kind of freedom is that? Because the leaders are all corrupt and they don't take care of the poor people. So we should join hands together and create a system which can provide human rights to everybody, equal rights to education, equal rights to food, equal rights to clothing and shelter, where the farmer's son and the leader's son can go to the same institution, they can sit and eat in the same plate. These are all dreams, and we can make the web of the dreams. We should not go to big malls, but we should go to a poor people and enlighten a light in his house. And everywhere, in every house, in every veranda, we have the trees where the birds are chirping with joy and saying that our country is great. It is proud for Bhagat Singh, and we are celebrating the blood sacrifice done by our warriors. And in every house we should worship girls, and we should provide food to every hungry person. Let's join hands, let's unite together and make a system that says human rights are worshipped and followed everywhere. Thank you very much.
Okay, so unmute and let us give a round of applause to Nina ji. All right, who's next?
Prem Nagar ji.
Prem Nagar.
Yeah, my video is not working, so you may only hear my voice. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my take on human rights is a little different, and I'll be dealing with life itself, and let's see what we can take. Now, throughout our life, we are confronted with what if, but, why, and when. And there is no let up. So my poem dwells in the play of these words. The title of the poem is Agar, Magar, Dagar, if, but, path of life. अगर मगर की है ये डगर, अगर मगर की है ये डगर, जीवन का है मगर सगर. Sagar is ocean. अगर मगर की है ये डगर, जीवन का है मगर सगर, यहां वहां से आए अगर मगर के सागर कहाँ कहाँ मंडराएंगे, सागर का है ये डर। कहाँ कहाँ मंडराएंगे, सागर का है ये डर। I'll translate at the end. परंतु किंतु लेकिन की उलझन में, परंतु किंतु लेकिन की उलझन में, ऊपर नीचे आगे पीछे आने जाने में, रहन सहन की सतह की खलल में, रहन सहन की सतह की खलल में, जैसे ऊंट के मुंह में जीरे की हलल में, जैसे ऊंट के मुंह में जीरे की हलचल में। नौ बेतारों से रहे विचारों का ये जोर, बेतारों वायरलेस, बेतारों से रहे विचारों का ये जोर, फूट फूट कर रोने धोने का है ये शोर, फूट फूट कर रोने धोने का है ये शोर, आशा की किरणों का ये पुरजोर, आशा की किरणों का ये पुरजोर, जैसे जीवन में चुपचाप रहे सराबोर, जैसे जीवन में चुपचाप रहे सराबोर। जीवन की इन राहों में, जीवन की इन राहों में हुआ आंदोलन, गांव देहात की सरलता में आया परिवर्तन, जो पाया जो भी पाया, जो भी पाया वो मांगा नहीं था हमने, जो भी पाया वो मांगा नहीं था हमने, क्योंकि मांगने से तो मौत भी नहीं मिलती। सब कुछ तो मिलता नहीं जिंदगी में, सब कुछ तो मिलता नहीं जिंदगी में, कुछ तो इस दौड़ धूप में खो ही जाता है, कुछ तो इस दौड़ धूप में खो ही जाता है। किसी का लेकिन और किसी का किंतु, सभी का कुछ रूठ और कुछ छूट जाता है। अगर मगर की है ये डगर। The poem ends here. I'll give you the translation. Now we deal with what if and when in our journey of life. Life is like an ocean where surface waves move up and down, water ripples and splashes in ocean. Our ego simply dwarfs in this huge ocean like life and its fears. The conundrum of but, if, why, and when probably has an order which manages its highs and lows. No one wants their life to be disturbed, even at the cumin in the camel's mouth level. We maintain our ideas and our wireless communication. Why does one silently cry in this noisy place? Always a ray of hope. Insist on positivity, else how life will remain active and drenched in happiness. The deeper part of life is agitating for simplicity, the village life, where we get what we sow, not what we bag. The reality is we get what we sow, nothing else, because by bagging, we can't even get death. Not everything one can get in life. Its vastness is so huge that some or other will be left out. For some, it is but, and for others, it is if. Here, every one of us has either to quit, escape, or be forced to leave our past. Thank you.
Very nice, Premji.
Who's next?
Gauri Dattadi.
Hello, namaste to all.
Namaskar.
Namaskar. I'm making myself a little louder, sorry.
No, you're fine.
Okay. my poem is in Bengali. It's called Odhikar. It is written in a somewhat ironic and satirical vein, just because no subject can be fully explored unless, as Socrates said, unless the dark underbelly is also explored to get, in addition to the bright side. So this is the poem. It's called Odhikar. It means rights. মানবাধিকার নিয়ে জ্বলন্ত ভাষণ দিলেন এমএলএ প্রণবেন্দু সান্যাল, কিন্তু তার দলের লোকেরা বিধবার ভিটে সত্ত্বেও উকিল লাগিয়ে তুলে দিল। নতুন ছিটের জামা পরে মিছিলে দৌড়াচ্ছিল ক্লাস 4 এর রতন কামার। দিদিরা স্ত্রী অধিকার নিয়ে ঝান্ডা ওড়ায় আজ। গ্রামে গ্রামে শৌচাগার হোক, নারী সম্মান হোক। এদিকে বাড়িতে মাতাল বাবা মার গয়নায় থাবা দিয়ে স্বামী অধিকার দাবি প্রমাণিত করতে দ্বিধা করেনি। মধ্যবিত্তের অন্ন বাঁচিয়ে রাখার অধিকার নিয়ে অনবদ্য লাইন কবি কুমুদ বরণ লিখেছেন। দেহি চাকুরির সাথে জলবাড়ি, দেহি মাথার উপরে টালা ছাদ, এই শেষ কাব্য লিখে দীর্ঘশ্বাস ফেলেন কবিবর। হাতের কলম, পরনের বস্ত্র ছাড়া তার কোনো অধিকার নেই। কেউ অধিকার নিয়ে যুদ্ধ করে, কেউ অহিংসায় ব্যক্ত করে, কেউ বলে দাবি ছেড়ে দিলে আসে স্বইচ্ছায় অধিকার। দমন ও অধিকার, দাবি ও প্রদান এখনো সমাজের অমোঘ দোলাচল। তবু নিয়ম ভঙ্গের আশা মানুষের প্রাচীন প্রত্যয়। I will sort of read my translation for it. The MLA, Pranabindu Shannan, gave a fiery speech on human rights. Yet his group followers forced a widow to lose the rights of her house by having lawyers attack her. Little Ratan Kamar of class 4 wore a new cotton shirt and ran in the parade. His sisters raised the flag for human rights. Each village to have their own bathroom for women's dignity. Yet their drunk father at their house demands the jewelry of mother as his own birthright. To save the middle class people's right to food, jobs, a roof over their head, poet Kumud Baron writes elegant lines. However, he heaves a deep sigh right after, as the pen in his hand and the clothes on his body are the only things he has a right to. Some go to war for their rights, and some demand it in non-violence. Some say rights happen spontaneously when the rigid bonds of demands are loosened up. Conquering and freedom, rights and establishing grace are cycling eternally, as is nature's law. Yet, diverting this law is man's everlasting quest. Thank you. Namaste.
Very good.
Very good. Amit Khare.
Thank you, Chandu bhai. Am I audible?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So the last offering, I think Mishra ji was talking about offerings to fire in his poem. The last offering could be the offering of your body done by others. So last ritual was highly compromised when I visited India in the peak of the second wave of the pandemic. It was sometime in April, May, not only in India, but all around the globe. So this poem was written with a lot of sorrow and anger in mind when we saw that the lines of dead bodies are there to get cremated, maybe because we were not prepared enough to actually fight this situation in the pandemic. So this poem is about it. ये गिद्ध क्यों मंडरा रहे, क्या हुआ है धरती माँ। मंडरा रहे, क्या हुआ है धरती माँ।
Are you froze out?
My poem is about Guru Nanak, the founder of Sikhism, a great proponent of human rights. He traveled more than 28,000 miles on foot to spread the message of truth and universal brotherhood. Along the way, with his divine grace, he emancipated many people, good and bad, like Koda Bhil, a cannibal, Sajjan Thug, Pai Lalo, Malik Bhago, etc. In Ahmedabad, now in Pakistan, he raised his voice against Babur's atrocities. And even Babur, he confronted Babur, and Babur actually talked to him and realized his whatever bad he did. So in the poet, in this poem, poet is praying to Guru Nanak to shower his grace on me too. Guru Nanak de karm de karke ਕੌਡੇ ਵਰਗੇ ਰਾਖਸ਼ ਤਰ ਗਏ ਸੱਜਣ ਵਰਗੇ ਠੱਗ ਵੀ ਇੱਥੇ ਸਤਨਾਮ ਦੀ ਚੂੜੀ ਭਰ ਗਏ ਸੱਜਣ ਵਰਗੇ ਠੱਗ ਵੀ ਇੱਥੇ ਸਤਨਾਮ ਦੀ ਚੂੜੀ ਭਰ ਗਏ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਹੁਣ ਤਾਰ ਦਾਤਾ ਜੀ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਹੁਣ ਤਾਰ ਡੁੱਬਦੀ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਸਾਡੀ ਬੇੜੀ ਭਵ ਜਲ ਤੋਂ ਕਰ ਪਾਰ ਡੁੱਬਦੀ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਸਾਡੀ ਬੇੜੀ ਭਵ ਜਲ ਤੋਂ ਕਰ ਪਾਰ ਗੁਰੂ ਨਾਨਕ ਦੇ ਕਰਮ ਦੇ ਕਰਕੇ ਗੁਰੂ ਨਾਨਕ ਜੀ ਘਰ ਘਰ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਇਹ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਦੱਸਿਆ ਏ ਗੁਰੂ ਨਾਨਕ ਜੀ ਘਰ ਘਰ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਇਹ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਦੱਸਿਆ ਏ ਦਸਾਂ ਨੋਹਾਂ ਦੀ ਕਿਰਤ ਕਮਾਈ ਉੱਤਮ ਇੱਕ ਤਪੱਸਿਆ ਏ ਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਉੱਚਾ ਦਰਜਾ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਉੱਚਾ ਦਰਜਾ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਸੱਚੀ ਸੁੱਚੀ ਕਾਰ ਡੁੱਬਦੀ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਸਾਡੀ ਬੇੜੀ ਭਵ ਜਲ ਤੋਂ ਕਰ ਪਾਰ ਡੁੱਬਦੀ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਸਾਡੀ ਬੇੜੀ ਭਵ ਜਲ ਤੋਂ ਕਰ ਪਾਰ ਗੁਰੂ ਨਾਨਕ ਦੇ ਕਰਮ ਦੇ ਕਰਕੇ ਭਾਈ ਲਾਲੋ ਦੀ ਰੋਟੀ ਵਿੱਚੋਂ ਦੁੱਧ ਦੇ ਤੁਪਕੇ ਕੱਢੇ ਸੀ ਮਾਲਿਕ ਭਾਗੋ ਦੀ ਰੋਟੀ ਚੋਂ ਖੂਨ ਦੇ ਛਿੱਟੇ ਕੱਢੇ ਸੀ ਸਾਡੀ ਰੋਟੀ ਤਾਂ ਦਾਤਾ ਜੀ ਟੁੱਟੀ ਅੱਧ ਵਿਚਕਾਰ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਹੁਣ ਤਾਰ ਦਾਤਾ ਜੀ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਹੁਣ ਤਾਰ ਗੁਰੂ ਨਾਨਕ ਦੇ ਕਰਮ ਦੇ ਕਰਕੇ ਏਤੀ ਮਾਰ ਪਈ ਕੁਰ ਲੈਣੇ ਤੈਂ ਕੀ ਦਰਦ ਨਾ ਆਇਆ ਏਤੀ ਮਾਰ ਪਈ ਕੁਰ ਲੈਣੇ ਤੈਂ ਕੀ ਦਰਦ ਨਾ ਆਇਆ ਬਾਬਰ ਦੇ ਜ਼ੁਲਮਾਂ ਦੇ ਅੱਗੇ ਹਾਦਾ ਨਾਰਾ ਲਾਇਆ ਬਾਬਰ ਦੇ ਜ਼ੁਲਮਾਂ ਦੇ ਅੱਗੇ ਹਾਦਾ ਨਾਰਾ ਲਾਇਆ ਸਤਿਗੁਰ ਦੇ ਕੋਤਕ ਨੂੰ ਦੇਖ ਬਾਬਰ ਗਿਆ ਸੀ ਹਾਰ ਡੁੱਬਦੀ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਸਾਡੀ ਬੇੜੀ ਭਵ ਜਲ ਤੋਂ ਕਰ ਪਾਰ ਗੁਰੂ ਨਾਨਕ ਦੇ ਕਰਮ ਦੇ ਕਰਕੇ ਕੋਡੇ ਵਰਗੇ ਰਾਖਸ਼ ਤਰਗੇ ਸੱਜਣ ਵਰਗੇ ਠੱਗ ਵੀ ਇੱਥੇ ਸਤਨਾਮ ਦੀ ਚੂਲੀ ਭਰ ਗਏ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਹੁਣ ਤਾਰ ਦਾਤਾ ਜੀ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਹੁਣ ਤਾਰ ਡੁੱਬਦੀ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਸਾਡੀ ਬੇੜੀ ਭਵ ਜਲ ਤੋਂ ਕਰ ਪਾਰ ਡੁੱਬਦੀ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਸਾਡੀ ਬੇੜੀ ਭਵ ਜਲ ਤੋਂ ਕਰ ਪਾਰ ਥੈਂਕ ਯੂ
Oh, beautiful.
Very good, Amandi. Jamuna Bai Prakash next.
Thank you, everyone. As always, this is a super special treat to attend one of the meetings. My poem is more related to Amitji's, that it comes from kind of like an anger and pain. It was written in 2020, but I feel like the answer is Amitji's poem, if we can remember that sentiment. The title of the poem is The Field, and it's dedicated to like Sri George Floyd, people who had lost their lives in the brutality at that time. And it asks the question, where is that pain? And the field really refers to where is that field that is spoken about in the Bhagavad Gita. It's the field of battle. It's the field of my heart. It's the field of battle. It's the field of my heart. The ground of my dwelling right from the start. The lies they prattle, their words rip me apart. My heart is welling as I fall apart. The weapons they rattle as their eyes start to dart. My tears are spilling as my soul rips apart. The fools who tattle, those who call it their art, the jokers are willing, each one has their part. Because the field of battle is the field of my heart, my blood is spilling as my love comes apart. My blood is spilling as my love comes apart. Thank you.
Very good.
Very nice. Beautiful.
Very nice. Okay, we have 5
No,
more.
not we have. Somebody volunteered.
5 more. We have 5 more.
I know, but people who
Vijay ji
want
is
to
going next.
join,
Vijay.
I think next time it will kind of make it different. Not somehow there's a particular thing we wanted, but somehow it's not really. All right, who's next?
I'll go next. I don't
Okay,
have
please
anybody
go.
raised, but
Please go. Please go.
it's a very
You
short
fit
poem.
in, just go, and we will change next time.
Yeah.
All right.
This is a very short poem written in 1860s by a Gujarati poet, Narmad. And this is from the one-man performance I did of this poet. So I'll just give a little summary and then read the poem in Gujarati so you would understand it more. So basically it says, let's all do something. Let's go out and do something for good of the people, for the mankind, for the people of this country, for public at large. and I'll just give a little summary. So what he's saying that some people want to do good, but then they sit back. They have fear, they have doubts, or they keep saying, oh, it's not that time yet. So the poet is saying, don't do all that. Just go out and do something. And then it goes out to all the people who have done something. There's a Columbus who went out to find New World. Napoleon fought in Europe. Luther, Sikandar, Parshuram did. Then Indrajit, Veer Vikram. So the poem goes, "Sau chalo jeetwa jang bugalo wage." સૌ ચલો જીતવા જંગ બ્યુગલો વાગે યા હોમ કરીને પડો ફતેહ છે આગે. If you jump into it, there is some success. So just do it. કેટલાક કર્મો વિશે ઢીલ નવ ચાલે, શંકા ભય તો બહુ રોજ હામને ખાળે, હજી સમય નથી આવ્યો કહી દિન ગાળે. It's not that time yet, and then keep waiting for that. હજી સમય નથી આવ્યો કહી દિન ગાળે, જન બહાનું કરે નવ સરે અર્થ કો કાળે, ઝંપલાવાથી સિદ્ધિ જોઈ બળ લાગે, યા હોમ કરીને પડો ફતેહ છે આગે. સાહસે કર્યો પરશુએ પૂરો અર્જુનને, તે પરશુરામ પ્રસિદ્ધ રહ્યો નિજ વચને, સાહસે ઇન્દ્રજીત શૂર હણ્યો લક્ષ્મણે, સાહસે વીર વિક્રમ જગત સૌ બણે, થઈ ગર્દ જગમાં મર્દ હક નિજ માગે, યા હોમ કરીને પડો ફતેહ છે આગે. સાહસે કોલંબસ ગયો નવી દુનિયામાં, સાહસે નેપોલિયન ભીડ્યો યુરોપ આખામાં, સાહસે લ્યુથર તે થયો પોપની સામા, સાહસે સ્કાટે દેવું રે વાળ્યું જોત જોતામાં, સાહસે સિકંદર નામ અમર સહુ જાગે, સાહસે જ્ઞાતિના બંધ કાપી નાખો જટ, સાહસે જાઓ પરદેશ બીક નવ રાખો, સાહસે કરો વેપાર જેમ બહુ લાખો, સાહસે તજી પાખંડ બ્રહ્મ રસ ચાકો, સાહસે નર્મદા દેશ દુઃખ સહુ ભાગો, યા હોમ કરીને પડો ફતેહ છે આગે. So this was in 1860s that he wrote, but this phrase of ya home karine pado fateh che aage, just do it and you will succeed, has become a very popular phrase in Gujarati since then.
So we have two more, Basant ji and then
Excellent, Chandu.
Nasim bhai.
Vasant ji, Nasim bhai.
Where is Basant ji?
Vasant ji is to unmute.
Oh.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Good morning to everybody, and really it has been a very good event. This is 58th SAPNE, and my poem is mostly circulating in SAPNE region. Actually, my poem is in Hindi, titled Manav Adhikar, that is human right. It relates the efforts of child welfare and their education. Just now, Mr. Chandu Shahji told that do something. So those persons who are doing something presently, I have narrated them. So there are two Nobel Prize winners, Peace Prize winners. One is Malala Yousafzai and second is Kailash Satyarthi. Both of them, they are doing very good work because we say charity begins at home. So they are trying to teach. Malala specifically wants that all girls should get education from the very beginning. Similarly, Satyaprakash is also trying to raise all the kids, children, and bring them to such a society that they will feel what is human right. I am very glad to say, before my poem I start, I would like to quote two things. Two lines are, श्वानों को मिलता दूध वस्त्र, श्वान means dogs, श्वानों को मिलता दूध वस्त्र, भूखे बालक आकुलाते हैं, छिपक ठिठुर माँ की हड्डी से जाड़े की रात बिताते हैं. This is a story of a poet who tells about how can we save all the children. The second one is about the we can say about the birds. That is, मैं दाने लेने निकला था, मैं दाने लेने निकला था, विहगी रही अकेली भोली, उसकी नन्ही जान भून गई लगते ही मानव की गोली। उसकी नन्ही जान भून गई लगते ही मानव की गोली। And in continuation he says that जग ने ऊंचे महल बनाए, जग ने ऊंचे महल बनाए, उसमें मैंने बुरा न माना, उसमें मैंने बुरा न माना। That bird is saying, जग ने ऊंचे महल बनाए, मैंने उसमें बुरा न माना, फिर क्यों अखरा उसको किसी डाल पर नीड़ बहाना। Those who shoot birds about them. And with this I am starting my poem, which is on Mother Adhikar. And I would like to tell you one thing, that whatever practically can be done is being done by these two. It is Hindi. आज जो जन्म से अधिकार था, it was our right. So आज जो जन्म अधिकार था वह पराधीन हो गया, पराधीन। ह्यूमन राइट्स बन गया, UNO का मुद्दा बन गया। क्या खो दिया समझ न आया, आतंकी आग में झुलस गया। और दिखाई दिया साफ साफ गुरूर उफनता लोगों का, प्रताड़ित करता धंधा करता मानव देव गलियों में बेचता, शर्म हया को ताक पर रखता। चाहे बात करे आज या कल की, चाहे बात करे आज या कल की, 9/11 की ढहती मीनार न्यूयॉर्क की, 26/11 का नरसंहार ताज मुंबई का, 1990 का विभत्स कश्मीरी पंडितों का, और भुगत रहे निर्दोष यूक्रेनियन का। आई विल रीड इट अगेन। चाहे बात करे आज की या कल की, 9/11 की ढहती मीनार न्यूयॉर्क की, 26/11 का नरसंहार ताज मुंबई का, 1990 का विभत्स कश्मीरी पंडितों का, और भुगत रहे निर्दोष यूक्रेनियन का। 15 साल की मलाला, she was only of 15 years, 15 साल की मलाला गोली खाती माथे पर, she was shot at forehead in Pakistan। 15 साल की मलाला गोली खाती माथे पर, कहती शिक्षा दो बालिकाओं को, कहती शिक्षा दो बालिकाओं को, न झुकी तालिबानी गोली को, धर्म के अंधे पहचान पाते संदेश, क्या अजान नहीं सिखाती नारी की पहचान को, क्या अजान नहीं सिखाती नारी की पहचान को। देन शर्मा से सत्यार्थी बना, भारत का कैलाश। सेकंड वन इज सत्यार्थी, कैलाश सत्यार्थी। एक्चुअली वह शर्मा ब्राह्मण बाय कास्ट। शर्मा से सत्यार्थी बना भारत का कैलाश, वह भी मरते मरते बचा कई बार। Many times he was beaten, not shot but beaten. पर बच्चों की रक्षा शिक्षा का बीड़ा, पर बच्चों की रक्षा शिक्षा का बीड़ा उठा, बचपन बचाओ का नारा देता है। ये स्लोगन बचपन बचाओ का नारा देता, दोनों पाते नोबल का सारा संसार खड़ा, दोनों पाते नोबल सारा संसार खड़ा। कई अफ्रीकी देशों में रहते देखे, कई अफ्रीकी देशों में रहते देखे, मरते भूखे पानी तरसते, इस पर भी नारे देने वाले, गुलाम बना उनकी संपदा लूटे, गुलाम बना उनकी संपदा लूटे, अधिकार बना भिखारी सांस घुटते, श्वानों की विष्ठा सड़क पर उठाते, श्वान मीन्स डॉग, श्वानों की विष्ठा सड़क पर उठाते। टेनिस फुटबॉल सॉकर क्रिकेट ठेकेदार बन बैठे कुबेर, टेनिस फुटबॉल सॉकर क्रिकेट ठेकेदार बन बैठे कुबेर, नहीं दिखते इनको नन्हे, नहीं दिखते इनको नन्हे, कांच गाड़ी पोंछते हाथ पसारते, कांच गाड़ी पोंछते कार जैसी। ठेकेदार बन बैठे कुबेर, नहीं दिखते इनको नन्हे, कांच गाड़ी पोंछते हाथ पसारते, सब्जी वालों से भावताव करते। And the last one is, हल है मेरे पास, I got a solution. हल है मेरे पास यह कभी कहता और कभी I given my son और कभी हल है मेरे पास यह कभी कहता हर देश छोड़ दे हथियार बनाना हर देश छोड़ दे हथियार बनाना हर धर्म को सब सीधे अपनाना हर धर्म को सब सीखे अपनाना भाई छोड़े और छोड़ दे भाई को मारना खुद ब खुद मानव अधिकार का होगा पूरा सपना. So this was my poem, and just I was telling that because these two persons have actually started the work. Kailash Satyarthi has taken vow. I am very proud to say that he has been student, he has been an electrical engineer, student of my college. So he has taken a vow and he proclaimed there that 1 million children I will upgrade, 1 million children I will look after, so that those 1 million children, when they become young, they will be able to save human rights. Thank you very much.
All right. Okay, so unmute. The last one, I think. The last one.
Sir.
Nasim Bhai. Nasim Bhai has a 4-line poetry, the shortest one. But it is video. He doesn't have video. Nasim Bhai. He has no. Is he there or not there? Maybe not there, is it?
No, I am here.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I am here.
Okay.
There he is.
How are you? How is health?
Hello.
Yes.
सुन रहे क्या?
Of course.
Yes.
हेल्थ इतना अच्छा नहीं है, बस चल रहा है, अब तक जिंदा तो है, बस इतना ही.
You are so valuable.
नहीं
Keep on.
valuable अभी सुन रहे थे कितना valuable सब poem, बहुत ही अच्छा सब
poem. I think SAPNE needs you. We need you. You are the real cultural hero.
क्या बोल रही है? अच्छा ठीक है, हम may I skip this time or I will come back later in next session? Not this time.
Something you say. Sum up in 4 lines.
Okay,
what people you heard.
But I cannot translate it. I will just read in Bengali.
I'll translate.
This is about biraho. What does it mean, biraho? Biraho means, this is what I say, the definition. Biraho means দুজনের অন্তরে দূরগামী জাহাজের প্রপেলার খেলা করে। দুজনের অন্তরে দূরগামী জাহাজের প্রপেলার খেলা করে. That is what biraho is. It's very hard to explain. I don't know how to explain.
Rahul will do. Rahul is around.
Rahul is here?
Yes. Rahul.
Or maybe Gauridi is here. Gauridi.
Gauridi is not here.
Okay, so the translators, the Bengali Pandits are not here. So I cannot do this.
So read slow, I can try.
Oh, okay. দুজনের অন্তরে, in the heart of in two hearts apart from each other, in the heart of two lovers apart from each other, there is a ship that propels in between. I mean, the propeller.
Yeah.
দুজনের অন্তরে দূরগামী জাহাজের প্রপেলার খেলা করে. দূরগামী means traveling far and farther. The propellers that what is it? Sajid Bhai is here? No. Sajid Bhai? No, Sajid Bhai is not
Sajid
here.
is here.
Sajid Bhai? No, he's not here.
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah.
Sajid Bhai? Hello?
Help translator Nasim's poetry.
না, এটা সাইদ ভাই কবিতাটা এরকম যে দুজনের অন্তরে দুই জায়গায় দুজন বাস করে, এদের মাঝখানে যে সমুদ্র, সেই সমুদ্র পাড়ি দেওয়ার জন্য একটা জাহাজ প্রপেলার খেলা করতেছে জলের মধ্যে, গভীর ভাবে আন্দোলন করা, যে দুজনের মিলনের আশায়। দুজনের অন্তরে দূরগামী জাহাজের প্রপেলার খেলা করে। তো এটা আমি জানি না কিভাবে বলতে হবে, এটা যদি একটু পারেন বুঝিয়ে দিতে পারেন এদেরকে প্লিজ।
Actually, you did. Durgamo is actually not only distance, but also something that is very difficult to reach.
Right,
Yes.
right.
So in that sense, it's really the propeller is trying to reach places that is difficult to reach, and that's the propeller in between the two, and that's the biraho. Is sort of the it's a multiple implications. Biraho is distance, then sort of a forlornness, and really a sense of wanting to belong, to reach,
Strong longing for each
longing,
other.
longing for each other. Good say, well said, Naseem.
Okay, thank you.
Durgam.
Durgamogiri Kantar Maru.
Durgam is the right word. I think lately we are seeing, as I said, we're in the Vedas, so there are words which can't be substituted. So the words have that particular meaning as stated. See a word, I am coming across this word called Shodha.
Godha.
Shodha. Shwadha. So the way we hold ourselves. Sho is me, self,
right,
and dha is holding. So the question is, there is no such concept in English. What holds me? What carries me? So that basically is not really my body, my weight, my thinking, my this thing, my shraddha, whatever is contained in this. So there are many words like that, which are kind of stunning to see how they come up with, and with some basic roots. And then there can be shopa, then can be shobha. So like that, it can kind of continue. But anyway, so I think it's a beautiful. Is anyone else around, or we're done? I think we're done. Is it?
Vijayji, only 2 lines I would like to speak on Viraha.
Just wait. I think people who spoke, people who wrote. So give me a little small summary to our friend Geeta. And then I think with the video, so we will try to see whether we can make a report. Amandeep helps, but Amandeep, so Geeta with the first draft, and
Yes.
Amandeep kind of polishes it out. So do send 3 or 4 lines of your this thing to Geeta as soon as you can. And then I guess we have to thank our people who come to us from distant lands, like Sakuntala. She comes from Odisha, and she has been late night now back in India. And Indrajit, this Madhumati,
Yes.
she also comes from India. So thank you for joining from long distance. And we have a visitor here, Dr. Bijay Kumar also joined. Vijay Kumar around?
Yes, I am around. Thank you.
Thank you very much for joining and keeping us in. See, that's what we, it's like a combination of languages and so on. We do whatever people come up with. Next time we may be more, we're trying this Russia, where people kind of read, understand the Vava, and then present themselves. Not straightforward, not easy. We're not in, because listening a foreign tongue is difficult. But I'm grateful to all who tried and who made the event. And as I said, we have 58 now. We'll continue. Whom else I think I should thank Chandras who came. Shunanda also in India. Shunanda is in, so let us thank this. Can we thank by unmuting our Indian partners, Sakuntala, Shunanda, and Madhumita back over in India. And we thank here Dr. Bijay Kumar, who joined. Have you joined before? First time he joined. So do come. And I thank you all. Sajed from
Thank you, Bijay, to all of you.
California, everybody.
Thank you so much for giving this opportunity. and it was excellent.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Do join. And if you like, we'll put you in your mailing list and we can really do this. So anyway, so now it is open for
Thank you so much.
12:34. So anybody has any comments and so on, especially if anybody is visiting who is not a participant and still around. I think there are few people who were Prashant Bhuya, also new. He's from Canada. And
one thing I should mention.
Yeah.
Mir Fazlul Karim.
Karim is in India.
He's in
Karim
India.
come.
Yes, visiting for a conference in earthquake engineering.
Right.
IIT.
Right.
Kurki.
He is a regular, but today he's not here.
Yes, he is in India.
Okay. All right. So can we have a large amount of applause for all participants, visitors, and SAPNE? All right.
Thank you.
And Jamuna came after a long time. So now anybody have any comments? We can open for 5 minutes and then we can close. Who has comments?
Vijayji.
Yeah, bolo.
I was just because last poem was on Viraha. There are 2 lines.
Okay.
Viraha aag tan mein lagi. Viraha aag tan mein lagi. Jalan lage sab gaat. Nadi छुअत वेद के. नाड़ी छुअत वेद के. तब हो गए बेहाल.
Okay. All right. So this is kind of a Musaira. All right. Any other?
Thank you.
Any other comment by anyone? Amit. Amit is doing the video, so he has taken and then if he needs any help and so on, please help him. What else I will say? Prashant, you have any comments?
No, it is nice to meet everyone, and the theme was really excellent and good because, as Manmohan ji said, if we can't speak the language of the people, what is there to use ornamental language and making epics of stories and publishing our work when we can't speak for our own people, when we can put them? Because I just remember one incident when Nehru was about to fall from a stage. One poet hold him, and Nehru told, "Oh, you saved me." He told, always let it yourselves the nation, the world. So with glory to all of you, thank you very much, and my respect to all of you.
Thank you.
Okay. Any other comment, anyone? Amandeep around. Amandeep is around.
Mishal-ji, I believe Tyagi ji was also first time.
Tyagi, not Tyagi. This is Madhumita Patil.
Tyagi, yeah.
From
I'm
Karnataka.
defense officer wife. First time I joined this thing. Very excellent and बहुत अच्छा लगा. Different languages, different tune, different pronunciation. बहुत ही सही था, बहुत ही सही. Late night ठीक है 11 बज रहे लेकिन बहुत ही सही था. अच्छा लगा मुझे, बहुत ही सही था. बहुत बार मैं स्टेज पे करती थी लेकिन वेबिनार में कुछ अलग ही एक्सपीरियंस होता है.
Right. But do you do multi-language events?
Yeah.
Okay, very good.
Kannada,
right.
Hindi, English, Marathi.
Okay. Jamuna, any comments?
No, it's great to be back as always. Right. It's always inspiring.
Okay.
Thank you, everyone.
Close. So let us close. So we will meet again in February, 3rd Sunday. February, we'll meet. And until then, have a happy New Year, happy Thanksgiving.
You too, thank you.
Yeah, everyone, please send me your summaries.
All right.
Will do.
Okay,
thank you, Gita.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Start to all of you.
Thank you all. Shubh Ratri.
Yeah. Thank you.